Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Following from the first video, I kept going with the testing, and the control unit, after I put it back together, was actually sounding pretty crisp and in engaging and disengaging. I know that the lag time, which I will explain in the video, was a little bit longer, so I started to draw my attention on the pressure stat and a couple of other things, as you will see. The reasoning behind that was, if I can get away with changing the things that may already need to be changing or will have to be changed soon, why don't I leave the most expensive part, i.e. the control unit, as the very last resort? So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later. Ciao. If you can see here, now it drops to about 1 bar, and then it gets to 1.2. Now, that band apparently should be quite a bit smaller. So the pressure stat, that one there, whenever he feels the pressure dropping via that pipe, which is attached to that bit, to the tank, that membrane normally with age stiffens. And I think what is also happening, so see now is down to 1.1. Whenever it gets down to 1, then it's going to kick in again. Now, that cycle apparently should be around 20 seconds, not 1 minute and 20 seconds. The increase of that time is called lag or dead band, meaning that because the membrane inside here has stiffened, it takes a lot longer for the pressure stat to actually feel that. And if it's less sensitive, it might potentially overheat alongside with the element. It could be a combination of both. I'm really starting to exclude the high pressure switches because I haven't reset them unless the very start. So I think it might be one of these three. I'm not sure, it just kicked in again. The sound of that relay is really crisp. So before I'm gonna order something that is 170 quid, I personally would change that, the pressure stat and the element, because obviously you have a lot of corrosion here, and I really don't like that, because at the bottom is even worse, as you can see from there. I just need to be careful, it's got live in here. That bit is really not great. If this will be a heating system of a boiler that I'm servicing, I would replace that. The overheating is always down to this, but more exceptionally highly likely, not just to the element, but to the pressure stat that is not able to cycle very quickly, so it will overshoot to 1.2. There. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's really crisp. So now you have the elements heating, but it's actually having to stay on for quite a bit longer, and I'm not sure if that repetitively has generated the extra heat. These connectors should be white, so that means that there has been some quite strong overheating, and mainly the overheating is not down to the control unit. I am keen in replacing the pressure stat and the element, and then leave this one for the very last, because I'll keep testing, but normally if that fails, you don't hear the click and nothing is happening. For whatever reason, this is now cycling fine. So there is now power going to the element, and if I show you give me a second, should kick in now. So now there is power to the element to maintain, this is to maintain the temperature. So pressing start on my watch is the longer thin hand. Still no power, as you can see from there. And bang on 17 seconds, 18 seconds. It took me a couple of seconds to so basically it's cycling perfectly to specs. Now I ordered that bit because I tested and tested and tested it, and it wasn't cycling anywhere near 20 seconds. What that means is that the temperature here is a lot more constant rather than have big gaps. So before we used to go below and then 1.2 bars, down to 1 bar to 1.2. That lag is too wide. I don't know if by undoing this and cleaning the little filter here has made a difference, but it's not even a little filter. I just cleaned this little pipe there. I doubt it, but it's working now. Might be worthwhile keeping that spare because these will definitely go. And given to the amount of heat that all these contacts show, especially like that one, literally, as soon as I pull this one out, it literally crumbled. As you can see, all the plastic should be white, a bit like that, and is all very, very yellow, as you can see from the two pressure switches here. So I'm gonna test it now for a bit longer. I haven't changed the element, so it should improve even further. And I'm really hoping that, because definitely there was water coming out the actual element, so we'll have to reseat it. It will be interesting to remove the element with this big socket, but it's like basically changing the heating element in a water tank. Same thing, I guess, but I have to use food safe grease, as I have purchased that food safe for all the head in here and all the thread. Unfortunately, guys, after another day of testing, eventually the control unit seems to be back again on being the main problem, or definitely one of the biggest problems. Yesterday I measured the amp here, and actually I blew my my multimeter. Very rookie mistake. You measure volts across, you measure resistance across, both, you know, whatever in live. Unfortunately, I measure amp across this two, the black and the blue, and you really shouldn't. So I blew my multimeter, so I just waited for a new one, which I just got, a clamp one, strangely enough. So anyhow, interestingly, after that, this one now measures 44 ohms, whereas, as you may have seen from my previous videos, this would only measure 7. However, now the problem with that, when they jump around in reading, by the way, 44 is exactly what I had calculated. So this is what the reading should be. However, I still need to take it out because of that leak and the more substantial leak here. Personally, any moving part, or wearable part, that's not moving but is wearable, that's moving part, that's wearable and moving. So that was fine. What happened yesterday was quite interesting, because the pressure here kept going up and up and up and up and up, all the way to basically 2.5. Now, this is exactly what I mentioned last time. Unfortunately, I believe that is the relay here that is actually failing. The relay in here is basically like a contact, okay? Now, if you start, remember in the previous video that I had to tap it in order to then start to heat up. Okay, so I had a bit of research and I came across a really long blog exactly about the rocket Appartamento. And basically what happens is that, given that that works, and that did, or still does-ish, when this gives the message to the, it's called cigar, you may see it for the rocket. If the relay gets stuck open, the pressure drops and it doesn't turn on. If the relay gets stuck closed, the pressure goes too high, because despite this one tells yes, start, and there is the demand of heat, or stop because the heat demand is finished, the relay gets the command, but it doesn't actually operate. That's really straightforward. It works exactly as other relays. So unfortunately, I was right. Yesterday, when the pressure was going, when it didn't work, I tapped it and it then started to work. When yesterday got stuck closed, I tapped it again and it separated and pressure dropped. So yes, unfortunately, that has been, in my view, burned. Can work. I will test it when I get a new element, but it can work okay. Just I think it's just a matter of time. These two different engineers mentioned, yeah, you can tap it, make it last a month or so, but it's just a matter of time. So yeah. Unfortunately, I may have to order this. I ordered this from the same place, and as you can see, it's identical to the one that you have. It says Rocket Espresso Switch 1 to 4 bars. Okay, that's exactly what I paid. Now, that's identical to that. The one that I received is different. And there is only one for the Rocket. It's not that I, by mistake, I've got the receipt. So is still a pressure stat, same brand, same. Everything is the same. But what is not the same, is slightly different, is the thread underneath. Okay? So as you can see, that hole is much bigger than this one. Okay? Is it causing a problem? No. I very quickly, temporarily fitted it, and it works well, but the pressure is higher, which in a way is actually good. If the machine would be mine, I would like to see, rather than the lower end, so going from 1 to 1.2, this one goes from 1.3 to 1.5. Okay, that's a reference value. That's not dangerous because you have ample amount of safety here. You have an expansion valve, and then you have this PRV valve to take out the slack. So this one was cycling every about 40 seconds, but has been designed for that. So it will go up to 1.5 and then down to 1.3, which is still how this machine is supposed to work, according to the kilo of information I read about this machine. In fact, for some people, upgraded to that. However, you can also adjust the pressure. As you may see from here, there is a plus and a minus on the right hand side, and this one has been adjusted, as you can see, not by me, by the way. Now, this one hasn't been touched, and by turning, I believe I don't know, I can find out, but turning one of these two, if you rotate it in, you increase the pressure. If you rotate it out, you decrease the operating pressure of the boiler, that one, the big boiler, okay? So this one here. Now, I'm gonna email, with your permission, the company, and first of all check that this part is totally and fully compatible, and I know it can because I already tested it, and it can sit snugly. It doesn't move around because that is conic, as you can see. So I'll clean that, put PTFE and all my things in there, so it won't. It worked well, and it was cycling every 40 seconds. Because this is much newer and at higher pressure, so everything fits. But I will email the company or ring the company and say, look, I've ordered this one. This is the one I've got, and this is the one it is, and it would sit at higher pressure. Is that okay? So I just wanted to run. I hope that this video diary is in somewhat helpful for people that wanted to have a look at perhaps repairing their Rocket Appartamento. It may not be only relevant for Rocket Appartamento because the group head made like these, the E60 seems to be quite similar. There are not that many different components, and I hope it was also helpful that I gave my reasoning. And as you may have seen, the machine wasn't cleaned properly, wasn't descaled, wasn't backflushed properly for quite some time, and obviously combination of things, from the pressure stat to the actual element that was getting hotter and hotter, plus the actual relay of the control unit, seemed that all together led to the problems that eventually would show. So I'm going to keep working on it. Now I need to wait for spares, so part 3 will be more relevant to perhaps putting it back together. But the thing that would worry me the most is actually replacing the element, because having replaced element in water heater tanks, then I know that sometimes you actually bend the copper tank. So you might want to hang on to that one, because that was fun. So anyhow, is all for me, from me for now, and I shall catch you older and wiser. Ciao, ciao.